like I've grown to really love the early Marvel art.
Welcome over.
Yeah. I still love. I mean, I don't think anything can beat like Our Army at War early art. I'm just a war fanatic, though. I really love war books. I'm so sad that they don't make them anymore. All the ones that Garth Ennis has made, I've liked a lot.
The cover art on war books is really cool. The cover art like tells a story a lot of time, especially like the ambush covers. They are fun to look at. And
the stories are really good. I mean, you know, they teach a lot about leadership and following leaders, and I learned a little bit of Japanese. I learned a little bit of German, a little bit of French. Did you know that DC recently, when they gave Alfred a daughter, that the mother of Alfred's daughter was the girl that used to go out with Sergeant Rock?
No.
Mademoiselle, she had a weird name. She was like the French Resistance.
Okay.
So that's who they used because they figured
tied that into Sergeant Rock, huh?
Well, it wasn't tying into Sergeant Rock. They needed somebody to be the mother, and he was like MI6 and SAS back then.
Well, I'm saying storyline-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Way back when, he was like, whenever they would meet up, I think they kissed once. I think in one of the early Sergeant Rock, Our Army at Wars, he kisses her, like her second appearance or something like that. Her first appearance goes for good money too, but it's like early Silver Age. Her first appearance, it's in the under 100 Our Army at War. So, I digress. Look at Tangent Man. So this is number 50.
This is a book that I remember getting as a Christmas present when I was a young lad.
Oh, you used to ask for retro books.
Yeah. Well,
smart man.
I guess that was kind of retro. It was probably 20 years of a back issue at the time. Yeah.
I love the armor on this guy and his baby.
Yeah, that was my Christmas list. Like, I want this old Avengers book.
And who is he?
That I don't really remember. That's just like a
I
think it's a Hercules type of villain.
Villain?
Yeah.
Let's see if they say his name really quick. A lot of the guys usually state who they are when they show up.
Just like in real life. Hello, I'm Emmett here to destroy everybody. There's Zeus.
Yeah. And Hercules is beardless. Like later on, Hercules was never without his beard, but like in these early ones, Hercules is beardless. And he's giving him the smackdown, man. Like, where else are you gonna...
I love this weapon that he has.
That hammer? Yeah. Like somebody took
What is the notch for?
It looked cool.
It just
really
looked
cool.
Aesthetically,
it was something different. It was different from Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what they... But is he... Maybe he is like the Thor of... Because Hercules from the Roman? Or no, Greek.
From the Greek pantheon?
So there is a lightning god in every single mythos. The Irish even have one too.
Tyr? T-Y-R?
Yes.
For the Olympic one.
Olympic one.
Yeah, that's not him.
Sadly, I couldn't find where he says his name.
They say their name like a zillion times throughout the story too.
Yeah. Once was noble Odysseus himself. Truly this Roman must...
They're just calling him Titan.
Titan. Yeah.
It says Titan on the front cover.
So, cool little book. First and last appearance probably of a character, throwaway character. You know, some writers are really good at bringing back those. I mean, Tom King does so much better when he's writing somebody that nobody cares about.
Well, because you can get away with a lot of liberties.
Yeah, you can change them, you can retcon them, you can...
I kind of got burnt out. There was a period of time where they did everything was a retcon, and it just kind of got tiring. Like, oh, what are we going to reveal now? Like, let's just get back into regular story.
They were going back to the same characters and retcon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun when it's here or there, but it seemed like there was a stretch of time where every title did like a major retcon. And then it wasn't as unique.
It was, and it became very boring. Like, can we just get along with this is the guy I like, this is who I want to follow. I have a buddy who got me into comics. I just seen him this weekend, Ken. And people who've been watching a long time will know Ken from our early comic talk. When they killed Moon Knight, he said, I'm not reading comics anymore, it's over.
When did they kill Moon Knight? Like a zillion times?
No, just recently. The
10th time that they killed the character, I'm done.
Like, they've replaced him. Like, they killed him before, but they didn't replace him. There's like, there's just no more Moon Knight. Mm-hmm. They replaced him, and they're trying to, like, make this new Moon Knight the Moon Knight.
That's every comic character. There's always a replacement. And then the corporation realizes, oh wait, we can never replace the original character. We have so much invested into the IP.
So much invested. We have not only that is that we have built up this huge following for each character.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, there's so many different ways to go than just killing them off. But yeah, this book is actually not in terrible condition, except for it is filthy. Filthy. Some kid had this. Some kid had this like on the table while he was eating and just kept touching it or something. I don't know. But this is a great shot at Giant Man, still in the Goliath costume, getting big on the cover. Thor, Iron Man. Oh no, they're calling him Goliath still on the cover.
Well, it was Giant Man first and then Goliath.
Oh. And Giant Man had it later on where the turn is.
Yeah.
And then
it's not that unique of a change. Whereas like the Yellow Jacket issues.
Right. He was Giant Man in what? Tales to Astonish. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are some great pages though inside of here.
I like this costume of his, by the way. It's like what are the antenna doing if you're not being Ant-Man at the time?
So people remember you used to be Ant-Man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Henley Pym has been he's been more characters than anybody, I think.
He's been a lot. Yeah.
He's been a lot.
He even merged with Ultron for a bit.
That I did not know. During what series?
There's a hardcover called Rage of Ultron.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like.
By Rick Remender, who's really good.
Yes, I will agree with you 100% on that. Rick Remender is really, really good. And he's even very good at his, like when he makes up his own characters.
Oh, I've been reading Scumbag recently.
Scumbag is great. It's hysterical.
But Low is excellent too.
Yeah, I would like Scumbag much more. I really like the art in Scumbag. The guy really captured that.
It's like a new artist every issue.
Really? On the original series?
Yeah. But they all seem to draw
that same
in the same style, yeah.
You know what it kind of felt like? It kind of felt like really good Crumb. Like if Crumb made everybody anatomically correct.
You mean the artwork or the story?
Yeah, the artwork.
Oh,
the artwork. Yeah. This is probably going to be like 2 or 3 episodes. We get talking about comics. It's all
nerd out about Silver Age Marvel for.
I love yellow covers. I can't not love them.
Your son would hate that.
Yeah, I know.
He's probably like twitching. That, yeah.
I love it though. I don't care because they pop.
They do. How terrible is Grim Reaper's costume here? It looks like I don't even know.
Drac the Destroyer.
What do you mean?
Drac the Destroyer had the same kind of, but his was a belt.
Right, so we have green, we have purple, we have red, and we have blue.
Is that red or is that more magenta? That's a very dark pink.
But that's 4 different colors? All right. His new costume, make a decision, is much better. The black with the white skull on it.
Now, isn't he the same character that was over in Atlas Comics?
I don't think so. No. So this is Simon Williams' brother. Simon Williams is Wonder Man.
Yes, no, it's the same character. He's in 3 different publications because the 2 guys that invented him in Atlas Comics for when Atlas restarted up. I think it's Death Slayer.
The 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the writer and artist that first put him in Atlas Comics, and then when Atlas Comics folded, they came back to Marvel, and then they were like, we love this character because they invented him, and then they're in this, and he's in one other. I can't remember. There's 3 versions of him. Yeah.
I did not know that.
And they have like kind of like a fourth wall breaking comment about it in one of the books in Marvel too. That like.
That's news to me. That's cool.
They reference his origin in the Atlas Comics.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I also think it's the Black Panther costume there is interesting too. His mouth is exposed.
His mouth is exposed. Yeah. Is that only in this book? I don't remember his mouth being exposed in his book. It's not.
No, it's not.
And it's not in Marvel Premiere, and it's not in.
No, there's some interesting costumes in the late '60s.
Right.
You're gonna see one on the next cover, but they really did some interesting experimenting with the costumes. They weren't quite, even with the Black Widow, like they weren't streamlined to what we're used to now. Even Grim Reaper here with the 4 or 5 colors on his costume.
Go back and look at the Atlas one. I think it's Deathstalker. It's a really cool costume, but they couldn't use the exact same one, so they messed around with it first.
Did we mention its first appearance? I think we
did. Is it first?
I think it's his first.
It's first appearance in Marvel.
Of the Marvel Grim Reaper, yeah.
Well, they're not. He's not
The only one that counts.
right. Well, he's the Grim Reaper. It's his first appearance. The Grim Reaper. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a different enough character that they were able to use him again. And then Atlas. Did Marvel buy? No, DC bought Atlas.
No, Atlas is still its own thing.
Really, all the Atlas characters?
Yeah, they came back
Sergeant-
in like 07.
Sergeant
Stryker.
Stryker.
They rebooted in like 07, I think it was, with Wolf
Yeah, Beowulf, that's characters actually in public domain.
and the Phoenix
Oh, I remember the Phoenix. Yeah, I liked actually.
and the Grim Ghost.
Yeah, I liked all those books. So here we are with 61. Again, another great cover. Now we're getting into a little bit better condition books. Still low grade, but not .5s.
This is a decent shape. So this is like a VG, maybe even a VG plus or something like that. This is what I would have in my collection for this type of age.
Right.
I mean, you could read that no problem. It's not going to fall apart in your hands.
Not going to fall apart in your hand. It's not kind of like disintegrating.
No, that's a good book.
Yeah. And
I don't mind a condition like that for Silver Age. All right, so here let's test this knowledge. Who's this? It's talking about weird costumes. I don't know if you can hold it up to the people out there.
Let's kind of zoom in on this guy that kind of looks like he's flying, but it could be just jumping.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna have to stare at it for a second. You know who it looks like Doctor Strange.
It
with
is
a
Doctor
mask.
Strange.
When
It's
did he wear
Doctor
a
Strange.
mask?
It's Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, because you know how I got it? It's from the
eye?
cape. The cape
Oh, okay.
with the yellow trim around it. I didn't even look at the eye because, I mean, I just thought that might have been almost like an Iron Man thing. It could have been.
No, it's the Eye Agamotto, but
What an ugly costume.
so they were like, we have this Doctor Strange magician book, sorcerer book, but everything has to be, the superheroes are doing great at the time. So let's really make him a superhero, give him a mask and everything. Yeah, it's not a very long stretch of time, but that falls within that time. Yeah. This is a cool book too because it's got two of like the real big monsters from Norse mythology in there.
Really?
You have Surtur and Ymir.
And who was the other one?
Ymir.
Ymir? Oh yeah, he's been around. He's come out a lot in Marvel.
So you have the fire, ice and fire. Yeah, it's.
Speaking of which, fire on the splash page. Really, really great splash page. You get a great title there, and yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Surtur.
If it was a movie, that'd be a scrolling title and the fire going by. It's really great.
So we got Black Knight, Vision.
Who is the art on this? This is not Kirby. This is Buscema. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I butcher names. Although I've heard him 1,000 times, people say it. Here's him looking like the Vision, looking like a non-corporal.
I love the
strange.
Vision during this time frame. I mean, he was on the team for decades.
Yeah.
He had nowhere else to be. He's a robot.
Yeah. Doesn't really
Where else is he going?
fit. The interiors are. Buscema was great, man. He was great.
Yeah. Very talented.
I like so many of the guys from back then. There's a lot of guys now that I'm impressed, but some of them, their storytelling's not great. They're really, really, really competent artists.
I'm trying to figure out what's happening in these panels.
Right. And then, because I hate a lot of words, like you were talking about, these have a lot of words. Yep. And these were the guys that could really tell stories with their art. I want to shout out a couple of people like Hayden Sherman. He's working at DC now. I think Hayden Sherman, he went to school to be a artist for the movies, for the storyboardings. His storytelling is really great, and from weird perspectives, like how he changes perspective, makes the book more exciting and different. And when it's just really good stuff. Really good stuff.
There's a whole different world between cover art and paneling, you're telling a story.
Well, how many guys just can't panel? There's a lot of guys that are amazing artists. They just do covers because they could never panel. Never panel. So this is another new outfit.
Oh, this isn't even Hank Pym.
This is not Hank Pym.
No. So
this is somebody else being Goliath.
Yeah, it is. You want to take a guess who it is?
Barnes?
Yeah. So I know you've been poking fun at Hawkeye all day today.
Now he's Goliath.
For shooting arrows. He gets a little upset that he's underpowered compared to everybody else. So
does he steal it or
grabs? He borrows. Let me test this out.
Yeah.
So this is Clint as Goliath.
As Goliath, a little bondage
you can see
gear.
Hank down there.
Yeah.
The costume is, pretty strange.
Bondage.
Pretty strange costume.
But we got everybody. We got Iron Man. We got Thor. Like we got like everybody.
This cover is very striking. I always love that cover. And especially if you were reading at the time and you looked at this cover and you saw Pym at the bottom.
You'd be like, who's
that guy?
Who's that guy? And then this is what the interiors look like, man. It's just, sadly, a guy who sells new comics is always sad about how great the Silver Age was compared to a lot of the stuff today. Oh, boomer. I'm not a boomer. Gen X.
This is a cool page here. Just 2 panels, but very striking.
And then the next cover is really good too. And this is actually a key issue. This is, you hipped me to this. I'm not going to take credit for knowing it. Okay. Everybody knows Emmett's mind is kind of like a little bent. Where I don't remember things, I have to look things up, but I do remember some pictures. I remember pictures better than anything else. So when he told me what this was, that's how I remember when I'm going through what it is because of the picture. This is the brother shows up, right?
Really just kind of gets in your head, the pictures.
The pictures.
Yeah.
Sticks
it really does, yeah.
So this is Barney Barnes?
Barton.
Barton Barnes, yeah, the brother of...
Barney Barton.
Barney Barton. Yeah.
Everybody's alliterative, except for Clint Barton.
Except for Clint Barton, yeah. So this is an issue that everybody's like now because he's supposed to be in the new Hawkeye show.
There's a new Hawkeye show?
Yeah, yeah. Now that he's all healed up, I can't believe how good that guy. Like next to death, and then now he has videos of him running down the street.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Cool.
How to relearn how to walk. Oh.
Natasha.
Natasha.
Right?
Yeah. Black Widow still in that green crazy costume. Let me see if I can find him.
Barney.
I have to show you this.
That's a cool double.
Oh my God.
Double page spread.
Splash, splash. That's insane.
Do you remember there's a Thor issue that the entire issue is splash pages?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, that's a cool one. It's by Simonson.
This is Gene Colan. I have a lot of friends that are big DC fans who would, because Gene worked a lot over at DC. He worked on Batman. He worked on a lot of stuff. Seems like Hank's kind of okay with him being Goliath.
Yeah, because he was Yellow Jacket at the same time. So, like, I don't think he really cared.
Yeah.
He was being small again.
Now, was his brother kind of like a bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he becomes...
Kind of like, yeah.
What's the name of his character he becomes? He becomes a villain.
Well, I think he was a villain in the Hawkeye ongoing
so
series.
Here's correction, Mr. Barney Barton. You will turn nothing over to anyone ever again. So it has him here. I don't think this is where he first appears in the book. Barney's in the car, but you can't see him because it's from Barney's perspective. This is probably him here because you don't see him with his brother first. It looks like he's mobbed up or something. I haven't read this issue. I'm not a Marvel guy. And probably,
it's time to start, buddy.
It's probably so old, like you read it so many years ago, you don't remember exactly either.
I don't remember much about Barney.
But
not one of
how
my,
much of this
not
run,
one of my favorite.
How much of this run do you have in your PC?
Like all of it.
Avengers. You have the entire run?
Well, everything that we've seen today.
Oh yeah. What are you out there looking for? A 1?
A bunch of issues between 1 and 10, maybe. No, 1 and like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, they're out there. I mean, look.
Let me know when you get one.
I will. It's a quick sale. Oh, we got Ultron on the cover.
Ultron, yep.
Die Avengers Die. How great is that?
I'm pretty sure that's his first cover.
First cover, yeah. You were saying that, and I have to think that you're right on that one.
And again, you can see the. All right, so he's blue here. He's already red.
Oh yeah, he's got the red. He's got the red on there.
I also wonder if like, a lot of times they change the colors based on who else is in the book. Okay, so like
Right,
is his color blending too much with this character?
See, that's real artists. They understand that. So here's a really good. I mean, it's a full page. You got Thor, and is he Giant Man at this point, or is he Goliath? He's Goliath.
Well, this is
right?
Goliath because this is Clint.
It's Clint.
And
Clint
then, but Hank's in there too as Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, that's a great splash page. But this is Barry Smith as an artist, and I don't remember too much of his work.
He's got a little
chunk here.
Yep. And those issues at the time, because he was so popular, like they had a premium over the surrounding issues.
Really?
Price-wise.
Oh, is this Barry Windsor Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, this is before.
Before
See,
Conan.
that caught me off guard. I was like, Barry Smith, eh?
Yeah, Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah. Well, that's I was going to say. Like, his proportions are amazing. Like, that's the one thing that you can knock. Well, Marvel was much better than DC, but if you look at some of the older books, the proportions are pretty poor. But
I don't know that.
BWS
Are a
was
lot of comic fans, do they care about that?
It depends.
Like,
It
to me, I
depends.
never even thought about it when I was reading comics. It just looks stylized.
Yeah, I mean, if it was stylized, right? It
Yeah.
was fine. It was when
But
it
how do you-
wasn't
What's
stylized.
the difference between their style and just getting it wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's actually a really good condition book. That presents fantastic. I think that's probably a VG.
No, I'd probably put it higher than that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a nice looking book. Cover has a lot of gloss to it
A
still.
lot of gloss to it. So does this next one, but this is a little bit further down the line. Now we're getting closer and closer to 100. A lot less things happening. We do have a wanky corner down here. 72, and this has got God carrying the Ankh here. Oh, I have no idea. I couldn't tell
The
you.
guy with the Ankh. That's the Scorpio key, buddy.
Oh, sorry. This is Scorpio.
Yeah.
And then Captain Marvel shows up. Was he a part of the team at the time?
No, but he also shows up a little bit later with the Kree Skrull War.
Or
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you love the Zodiac? Do you?
oh, I love it. What a great splash page. We just need some slow Quentin Tarantino walking into a room music.
With a dude dressed like a ram.
Yeah.
It's very scary, imposing.
But the Minotaur.
It's a 12 signs of the Zodiac.
But
Yeah.
some of them
Well,
are
this
kind
is
of.
Taurus, yeah.
There's some lame ones.
Wow.
The lobster guy's kind of mad.
Cancer, man.
Cancer's kind
Cancer.
of lame.
There's a lot of cool history with the Zodiac, though.
Right.
So, like, one of these guys is Mantis's father.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Don't listen to the movies.
Yeah.
They told you the wrong thing.
Oh, I like that face.
It's this guy.
Really? He's got a different mask on there?
No, I'm saying her father.
Her father is the he's a Libra. He's Libra.
Mm-hmm.
So is Scorpio the leader of the Zodiac, or do they have a leader?
Usually it's not him.
Right. But it
In
seems like
further Zodiac stories,
they chose him to.
I think this is kind of like one of the early ones, but I'm pretty sure it's Ares is usually the leader. His name was Cornelius Van Lunt.
A great 2-page of Captain Marvel, the original.
The original Captain
However
Marvel.
we're supposed to say it now.
Even that splash page is cool. It looks very like Eisner-ish to me.
That's back to Buscema. This is Sal Buscema doing that.
And you don't see much of that either, like where the words are such a strong part of
it.
the artwork.
Yeah, they used it sparingly. I find in today's comics something hits hard, and like it's on the next 30 covers.
Yeah.
Like everybody's doing it,
Sure,
and then
yeah.
until everybody gets.
They're much more in tune now with what's sold.
Yeah. Well, because the data, it's just numbers.
Yep. But even like that old Hulk annual where he's holding the words up, the words are just,
How many times has that been done now? They've even done it with Hulk like 2 or 3 more times. Avengers 73. We got the Black Panther
This
back
is
with the
like
hood.
a solo Panther story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's taking on the Sons of the Serpent, which is Marvel code word for racists. They first appeared in like the number 32 or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, they don't like people that aren't white.
But they're serpents.
Well, they're sons of serpents.
Oh, the Sons of Serpents.
Sons of the Serpents.
There are a lot of great, I really like that shot. I mean, it doesn't have Black Panther in it, but I mean, I will show you some Black Panther shots too, but I just like that with his back. I mean, when you're composing a shot for a comic, you're like, I'm going to show you just the back of the character. You're not going to get to see his face. We're gonna do it in like this.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's
vision was
really
so
good.
moody looking.
And then he goes across all the panels.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're doing different stuff. That's what I was talking about. Like perspectives and paneling is so much better. And then we get some great Black Panther kicking everybody's ass. Oh, I remember these guys. They have those weird helmets.
Yes. Yeah. What a dramatic cover though too.
Yeah.
Like they're watching him on like some secret orb, which I don't think that exists at all in the story, but it's just good cover telling. And like so like whatever happens to him, it happens. The Vision's like if he lives or dies, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Well, that's the Vision was very much like that, right? He was like he's a robot.
Yeah.
He's very like black and white and logical,
True.
just very logical.
Yep.
All right, come back for the last one. We promise. We're gonna get more in depth. Keep reading comics.